कुंभे पुनर्वसु जातो केरले चोळपट्टने कौस्तुभांशं धराधीशं कुलशेखरमाश्रये घुष्यते यस्य नगरे रङ्गयात्रा दिने दिने तमहं शिरसा वन्दे राजानं कुलशेखरम् 33 and 34 कृष्णो रक्षतु नो जगत्त्रय गुरुः कृष्णं नमध्वं सदा कृष्णेनाखिलशत्रवो विनिहिताः कृष्णाय तस्मै नमः कृष्णादेव समुत्थितं जगदिदं कृष्णस्य दासोऽस्म्यहम् कृष्णे तिष्ठति विश्वमेतदखिलं हे कृष्ण रक्षस्व माम् तत्त्वं प्रसीद भगवन् कुरु मय्यनाथे विष्णो कृपां परमकारुणिकः खलु त्वं संसारसागरनिमग्नम् अनन्तदीनम् उद्धर्तुमर्हसि हरे पुरुषोत्तमोऽसि 33 and 34. 33 you see he is referring to Krishna in at least three different vibhaktis. Krishno rakshatu no jagattraya guruhu Krishnam namadhvam sada. So Krishna is prathama vibhakti. Krishnam namadhvam sada. Krishnam is dvitiya vibhakti. Krishnena akhila shatravah. Krishnena is tritiya vibhakti. Krishnaya tasmai namaha. Chaturthi vibhakti. Actually, I'm sorry, I said three. This looks like he's done all the 8 vibhaktis here. Krishnaya tasmai namaha, 4th vibhakti. Krishnad eva samuthitam. This is the 5th one. Krishnad. Then Krishnasya dasosmyaham. 6th. Sashti vibhakti. Krishnasya. Krishne tishtati vishwam etad akhilam. Krishne, here Krishna is 7th vibhakti. And then He Krishna Rakshaswamam. Nice, right? Chiti, did you notice that? He's got.
Yeah, I noticed.
We've got
But
all
marandu pochu edu prathama ditya marandu pochu, but I noticed.
we've got all the 8 vibhaktis in that sequence so nicely.
Yeah.
In fact, by means of chanting Krishna's name, you can teach somebody the 8 vibhaktis using this shloka itself. And if somebody memorizes this, they will know the 8 vibhaktis. So that's quite nice. Krishno rakshatu no jagattraya guruhu. Krishna rakshatu naha jagattraya guruhu. Krishnam namadhvam sada. Krishna rakshatu naha. Krishna rakshatu naha. So naha means us. I remember saying this earlier also, right? This naha word is very important to be used carefully. Because na means no, naha means us, us, us. Like the place where this is done as a mistake, a very common place is Gayatri mantra, where we say na prachodayat. It is naha prachodayat. The last line of the Gayatri mantra, and it should be pronounced as naf prachodayat. The visarga followed by a pa, the sound becomes naf, naf, naf prachodayat. So when we chant the Gayatri mantra, try to chant it with pronouncing it as naf, because otherwise it becomes na prachodayat. Na prachodayat means do not enlighten me. I have chanted 1 lakh Gayatri mantras மண்டையில ஒண்ணுமே ஏறல அதுக்கப்புறமும் அப்படின்னு. We're saying, na prachodayat, na prachodayat, na prachodayat. So it is naf prachodayat. Of course, you're not saying that all of us have to be Samskrita Panditas to be able to chant these things. When it comes as a Brahmopadesha, we take it with devotion and bhakti and we do it, and the effect of that will be there. But I'm just saying it is some of these things is good to know and do it with when you pay a little attention. And when you learn the mantras to some extent, the meaning of the mantras, it helps us to stay to pay attention to the mantras. When you learn it, you automatically will naturally pay attention. Right? Like Priyaji is here, we did what is that? Venkateshwara Suprabhatam and all. So Venkateshwara Suprabhatam, when we were learning, all of us would have chanted, heard this many, many, many times over many years from our childhood. But only when you start learning it, then you know how many of those words we were just saying it probably wrongly or just passing through and just skipping through it in a யாரும் யாரும் கண்டுக்க மாட்டா அப்படின்னு ஒரு we
Very
glaze,
true. Very true.
we glaze through those words, but then later when you understand the meaning of it, then it becomes a little more association is much better. So here he's saying Krishna rakshatu naha jagattraya guruhu. Oh, jagattraya guru, he is the jagattraya guru, which means he is the guru of all the three worlds. He is rakshatu naha. Rakshatu is lot lakara. Lot lakara means you, it is like an instruction or a plead. Rakshatu, please protect us. Krishna, please protect us. Then Krishnam namadhvam sada. To that Krishna, I always remain prostrated. Krishnam namadhvam sada. Krishnena akhila shatravaha vinihitaha. By Krishna, all the shatrus are killed. Vinihitaha. Krishnaya tasmai namaha. To that Krishna, I bow down. Krishnad eva samuthitam. Krishna, through Krishna alone can you be risen, can be rise. Jagat idam. In this world, only through Krishna you can rise. With Krishnad eva, from Krishna you can rise. Or this whole world has risen from Krishna. Krishnad eva samuthitam jagat idam. Krishnasya dasosmi aham. I remain his dasa. Dasa aham. Dasa asmi aham. Krishnasya dasah asmi aham. Krishnasya dasah asmi aham becomes Krishnasya dasosmi aham. Krishne tishtati vishwam etad akhilam. So Krishne tishtati, in Krishna remains this whole akhilam. Vishwam etad akhilam remains in Krishna. Then Hey Krishna rakshaswamam. Oh Krishna, protect me. Right? So those are the 8 vibhaktis. Amma, you're there on the line. Did you notice this 8 vibhaktis here?
பார்த்தேன் நானு. எனக்கு கரெக்டா நம்பர் தெரியல, பட் ஐ சா தட்.
But it's
அது
nice.
எப்ப தெரிஞ்சது தெரியுமா எனக்கு? கிருஷ்ணஸ்யான்னு படிக்கும்போது
Mm.
கிருஷ்ணஸ்யான்னு படிக்கும்போது நான் ஆஹா என்னென்னமோ இருக்குன்னு சொல்லிட்டு முதல்ல இருந்து பார்த்தேன். கிருஷ்ணஸ்ய
So,
தாத்தோஸ்மியஹம்.
correct. So this one can actually use, as I was saying earlier, as a verse to, if we memorize this verse, you're also chanting Krishna's name, and it is also, you can remember the various vibhaktis, at least of the pullinga akara shabda. So at least that we know which is Krishna, Akaranta, Pullinga. At least for that, we will know the vibhaktis, the 8 vibhaktis. So here he is calling out to Krishna, and he is saying that in all the vibhaktis, in all the declensions, you are there, O Krishna. When I am using a noun, I use a noun in different forms, which means objects or nouns, I use them in different forms. I see it as an entity. I create an association with it. There is something is done by it. Something comes out of it. Something is in it. Something is of it. And you call out to it. So these are all the different kinds of vibhaktis, declensions in Sanskrit grammar. Which means anything to do with a noun, any form a noun can take, are there in the Ashtama Vibhakti. All the 8 Vibhaktis is any form a noun can take, which means any form of noun that you perceive is Krishna. Anything that what is a noun? Noun is an object. In regular grammar, what is a noun? Noun is an object. Any form an object takes, he is trying to show it is still Krishna. So Krishna can be in any form. That is what is being conveyed here. In any form you see, it is Krishna. You see an object of any kind. So can you see Krishna in everything? He is trying to bring that kind of a perception here. Kulasekara Alvar. And because he is experiencing this and he is using the grammar to communicate and convey it to us. Krishno rakshatu no jagatraya guruhu krishnam namadhvam sada krishnena akhila shatravaha vinihitaha krishnaya tasmai namaha krishnad eva samuthitam jagadidam krishnasya dasosmyaham krishne tishtati vishwametadakhilam he krishna rakshasva mam. And then he goes on to say tattvam prasida bhagavan kurumayyanathe vishno krupam parama karunika khalutvam samsara sagara nimagnam ananta dinam uddhartum arhasi hare purushottamosi. So in this verse he says tat tvam prasida bhagavan. Tat tvam prasida bhagavan kurumayyanathe. Tat you are that show us that show us your grace. Therefore, tat tvam prasida bhagavan kurumayyanathe. Give me your grace. Prasida bhagavan kuru. Prasida kuru. Grace me. Bhagavan mayyanathe. Vishnu kripam parama karunikah khalutvam. Aren't you the parama karunikah? You aren't you the epitome of grace, epitome of daya, epitome of kripa. Khalu means aren't you, or isn't it? Abdi. Khalutvam, aren't you that parama karunikah, the supreme compassionate one. Samsara sagara nimagnam ananta dinam. So I am this one who is nimagnam, submerged. Ananta dinam. Ananta dinam is this limitless samsara sagara nimagnam ananta dinam. I am this Dina. Dina is helpless one who is submerged in this limitless samsara sagara. Uddhartum arhasi hare purushottamosi. Uddhartum, uplift me or rescue me or pull me outside. Pull me out. Hare, Purushottama Asi. You are that Purushottama. Purushottama Asi. Pull me out of the samsara sagara. Okay. So these two verses, he is referring to Bhagavan. He is saying, you are there everywhere. See, in the first one, in the 33rd verse, he is telling that you are there. Bhagavan, you are there everywhere. In all forms, you are present. And then next one, he is saying, I'm stuck in the samsara sagara, which is so deep and limitless. And I want you to pull me out of this. Uddhartum arhasi. Arhasina chayya pada vendum. You have to, you must, please do. Arhasi is a word that's used to indicate when you're having to say that Bhavan kartum arhasi, which means you must do. In a way of indicating that it's not you must do is not because I am telling you must do. Arhasi is used to show that it is your duty to do in that way. Right? If you tell, if you're telling that you have to, when you've got your, for example, you've got your a mother is, or the parents have a little child, an infant, they have to take care of the child. Rakshitum arhasi. So there is a need to take care, and that is how it is. You must be able to do it. So which means it comes from the context that not because I am telling you, but that is what you ought to do. Ought to do in Chulva Dharima. O-U-G-H-T. Ought to do. So he's saying, Uddhartum arhasi. It is your duty, bounded duty to lift me up.
கீதையில நிறைய இடத்துல வரும்.
Ah,
பகவத்கீதால பாத்தீங்கன்னா நிறைய இடத்துல இந்த ரகசியம் வரும்.
correct.
கடைசியில வரும். நிறைய இதுல வரும் லோகத்துல.
That's right. So it is in a way to remind that that's an action that is you ought to. So in these two, so look at these two verses, how they are placed. One is he's saying that I need, you are there everywhere. And then he's seeing everywhere, but yet he is experiencing that this is samsara sagara. And he is deeply submerged in it. Nimagnam ananta deenam. Deena means he is somebody who is helpless. So Kulasekara Alvar is saying, I am able to experience you everywhere, O Bhagavan. I am able to see you everywhere, yet I realize that I'm still stuck. Like the last week also we said, it doesn't mean that somebody who is realized fully, who is having God realization, is out of this samsara sagara, or they recognize it, they recognize that they are stuck. They recognize they are in it. And even Jivan Mukta are the ones who are living here and they are free. But yet they know because of the body, because of the mind, because of the conditionings, because of the prarabdha, they are stuck. Although they keep themselves afloat, they keep themselves on the surface so that it does not impact them. But yet they know that there is there is this being trapped. Like Shivananda, my guru's guru, would say, every day you do your japa, every day you do your sadhana, every day you do your nama japa, the dhyanam, every day. And he would do that every day also. At 4 a.m. he will go to Ganga, take a dip and stand there and do his japa mala japa. He'll say every day you do. The reason he says that is that even I can slip. Because the mind is a very tricky thing. The mind is a very tricky thing. Every day, which is why we have Trikala Puja, Trikala Sandhya and all of that. Because every day, even during the day, every day is one thing. Even during the day, there are multiple times you do. Like how the namaz is performed every day 5 times. It is a good practice. So as a practice, we pick that up and we say every day or during the day also, I repeatedly do this. Why? Because the mind can slip at any time. You have to be very cautious. So he recognizes Krishna is everywhere. Krishna is in everything. But yet he also knows that I am in the samsara sagara and it seems ananta. It seems ananta. See, although realized beings have after some point they would know, they can decide the time of their death is what we've heard. They'll say that they have the ability to decide the time of death. But why don't they leave immediately after realization? Because they know that there is this prarabdha that needs to be cleared. And it is not that they know in terms of saying, okay, from now in the next 5 years, fifth year on Chaitra Masam, Chitra Masam on Krishna Paksha, Ashtami Tithi, I will leave the body. It's not like that. They wouldn't know to that level of detail. Nobody would. Because you don't know how much prarabdha you are carrying. How do you quantify that? How do you quantify the amount of prarabdha that remains for you to burn out? You would not, you would only have a sense around when, around what time, generally, approximately. There's an intuitive understanding of how much it remains, but you wouldn't know for sure, for real, you wouldn't know. And that is the feeling of a bhakta who says that every day feels like I'm in the samsara sagara and it is anantam. It feels anantam. Although I am a Jivan Mukta, although I am able to experience Krishna everywhere, Jiddu Krishnamurti wrote 2 journals in his lifetime. Everything else that you read or hear about Jiddu Krishnamurti are his talks. Personally, he wrote, I think, only a couple of journals. Physically writing, he did only for, and they're published as a couple of journals. And in one, he writes about this continuous headache he continues to have at the back of his head. As continuous, some kind of a headache that is there, because after a point, the body is not able to retain the level of exuberance that this joy of self-knowledge is generating. You may have seen videos of why Vivekananda died very soon or took samadhi very soon at the age of 39 is also because they say the body could not contain the energy that was exploding within. So there is this pain that was there because you're in a body, you're in a constrained container. Even though there is this joy of freedom, there is this pain of the body. The pain of existence is there. The pain of being in a body, being in this constrained container body-mind complex, that is there. So he recognizes, he says, this is the samsara. This samsara, ananta deenam. Deenam is helpless. I'm deena. I'm poor. Poor means I cannot do here. Which is why even grace or even moksha is Bhagavan's prasada. That is what is said in the Charma Shloka also, Bhagavad Gita. Moksha ishyami mashuchaha. Moksha ishyami says, I will give you moksha. Now, we are not telling moksha is death, but even that liberation from the from our conditionings, psychological. For a Jivan Mukta, what is liberation? The one who's realized but still living, it is a psychological liberation. Physical liberation has not happened because the body is still there, the mind is still operating, but the psychological drama that is going on, not knowing who you truly are, that is stopped. You're liberated from that chakra. From that cycle, you're liberated. But here he is, Kulasekara Alvar is feeling that I am able to perceive Krishna everywhere, but yet I feel the pain of samsara. I feel the pain of samsara, and I need to keep calling you out. Hey Krishna Rakshaswamam, hey Krishna Rakshaswamam. I need to keep calling you out. And it is your duty, Uddhartum Arhasi. It is your duty to come and rescue me from this. So there is this there is this pain that is experienced. It's not the pain of, it's not the physical pain. It is not, it's the pain of existence. It is the pain of just being in this existence, which distracts you from being in Bhagavad Chintana. Right? Somebody is being in Bhagavad Chintana, wanting to be in Bhagavad Chintana, whatever distracts you from that, that is a pain. And the samsara will continue to do this. Ananta kalam, it will continue to do. It will continue to do this. Everywhere, every place, everything. Even if your body is okay, people on the outside will bother you. Even if your mind is okay, people from the outside will disturb you. Or if nobody disturbs you, your mind will disturb you. எல்லாம் ஒழுங்கா இருக்கு, ஆனாலும் என்னமோ ஒண்ணு சரியில்லை.
அதான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் புரியுது. அதான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட்
அதான் first. Everything is okay, but something is not right. Samsara sagara ananta deenam. And what do? You can't do anything about this. Continuous bombarding of something that generates from the inside or the outside continues to happen. So this pain, so he is calling out to Krishna saying, you are the one who can relieve this pain also. This pain that I'm experiencing, release it. So it is then what happens is, this pain becomes a joyful pain. It is not suffering. Slowly you make it into that kind of a pain. I know this is there, this will be there. And Bhagavan, you figure out the time when you want to sort it out, when you want to dissolve. But from my side, I'm like how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I'm willing to take this pain for the joy of relishing Krishna. See, it is another way of looking at it, the whole thing. He says, because I'm able to experience Krishna and experience the joy of his satsanga, his nama sankirtana, his chintana, because of this body mind, I'm okay to experience the pain and the distractions of the body and mind. Because this joy is far more compelling than the pain. So that is why he tells Krishna that, may I be born again and again. Like how Ramakrishna Paramahamsa would say, do you want to be sugar? That is Advaita. You become sugar. Or do you want to taste sugar? If you want to taste sugar, you should be something different than sugar. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I'd like to taste sugar because it is so beautiful. So here, Kulasekara Alvar, these two verses, he is trying to bring our attention to Krishna's presence everywhere and also experience that in samsara, there will be distractions, but you continue to reach out, continue to call out, continue to Go back again and again, go back again and again, again and again. Distractions will be there, but we make a sankalpa to go back again and again. So those are the two verses. 33 says, Krishno rakshatu no jagatray guruhu, Krishnam namadhvam sada, Krishnena khila shatravo vinihitaha, Krishnaya tasmai namaha. Krishnad eva samuthitam jagadidam, Krishnasya dasosmyaham, Krishne tishtati vishwametadakhilam, he Krishna rakshasvamam. Tattvam prasida bhagavan kurumayyanathe, विष्णु कृपां परम कारुणिकः खलु त्वं संसार सागर निमग्नम अनंत दीनम उद्धर्तुम अर्हसि हरे पुरुषोत्तमोऽसि। ओम कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि, सदाशिवायेति समर्पयामि, जगदम्बिकेति समर्पयामि, सद्गुरुनाथायेति समर्पयामि। हरि ओम तत्सद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।
हरि ओम।